Ahmad Diallo's week. This is the week. This is the week that the Lord has made. That the Lord has made. Welcome to the United Sport, guys. Ahead of our important games coming up in the coming weeks, back to back. United is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. I'll tell you, this could be the most important time since Ruben Amorim took over because it could mark a fresh start for Manchester United should we obliterate this athletic club home and away. Trust me, everything in the past will be forgotten about and the excitement will be on winning that Europa League and marching straight back into the Champions League. Let's get it. Like, share, subscribe, comment. And again, I keep saying congratulations to all of you people who have paid and earned your time with me to learn from me how you can make money on the internet, how you can use the internet to earn, not just for social media and research and emails and wasting time. You can bring in money for yourself through the internet, regardless which part of the world you're in. And so many of you are heeding to the call, and I do appreciate that. Indeed, at least you have interest in learning. So, meaning people want to earn money. And it's just a matter of being taught, which I think for me is brilliant. It's really exciting to see the lots of you people coming from wherever you are in Uganda, out of Uganda. Guys, keep doing it. We are still here for you. Now, listen, the injury talk at Manchester United, again, it had reduced, I think, in the past couple of months, I should say. Players, I think, were beginning to return. And again, still, some keep falling off. But I think right now we are not at the worst. We saw worse under Eric Ten Hag especially. But Amorim has tried to manage the injury situation, though there are still players injured. But this week, the most important player we are hoping to return is expected to return in training. Amad Diallo is expected in training this week. That started yesterday, and we will be getting that update for you. I want to get that image of him in training, the first image of him returning training with the rest of the team. And I'm expecting, I've been told by people at Carrington that he was seen there today all happy and excited and eager. They don't reveal whether he stepped on the pitch. We'll get to know that. But it's possible that Amad Diallo will be on the pitch training with his teammates tomorrow. Very possible. But his return date is expected to be, that is returning to be on the team sheet, to be part of a team playing, is expected to be after at least 1 week of training. So that's the logical thing. So of the three return dates you see there, those are return dates for three players. Ahmad is the one in the middle. So Thursday, the 8th of May, against the Athletic Club away, rather at home, is when we hope to see Amad Diallo at least make the team sheet. That is according to what we get. If all things remain constant, if there are no setbacks in his recovery, which was quite quickened a bit, which was surprisingly quickened, then Ahmad could be available on the 8th of May. That will be an important return for Ahmad if it did happen. Beautiful stuff right there. Now, away from Ahmad, Mathis Delete is also expected to be returning. Remember, Mathis Delete has been out for some time since the Nottingham Forest game. I think at the start of the month, that is when he fell out. And we've not been seeing him train with the team, but he's also expected to be returning perhaps even earlier. Even Ruben Amorim hinted on it, that Mathis Delete could be returning even earlier than Amad Diallo. And that could be on the 1st of May as we do take on the Athletic Club away in Spain in the first leg of this very crucial tie final for Man United. Like I told you, every game we play now in Europe is a final, but we just want to play and get to the real final. That's, what we are hoping for. But Mathis Delete could be returning, perhaps not 100% to play that first leg, maybe not, maybe he could come in as a substitute at some point, but being there is, I think, good enough. So maybe in the return leg, then it would be important because I know, guys, the improvements we see in the Man United backline, I think are for everyone. I think regardless the defensive partnership we see Amorim play, I think our defense has been consistently quite solid. It has consistently looked quite solid. And I think you love to see it. So Mathis Delete is a player we welcome with open arms, so that he helps Harry Maguire get the rotations, because if Delete is there and Maguire is there, then now Luke Shaw is playing well. Amorim said he played 90 minutes because he surprised him. The plan was to put him off at half time, but his performance has made it difficult for him to pull him off. That's why he played 90 minutes for the first time in over 14 months. So I think the truth is it's a very good thing to have players back, because again gives the opportunity for others to rest. So Delete his return. You might not celebrate it the way we celebrate Amad Diallo, but very important in terms of us making no mistakes and having no excuses as we head into this critical series of games in the coming days. Now, the other player who we were hoping to see, that is Aiden Heaven. We don't know when he will be back. He had returned for the game against Newcastle. He was in the team, but then it is said he got a setback. So, because of that setback, we cannot be sure now when he will be returning. So, for Aiden Heaven, and I know, guys, I think the best match that Dogo has had at Man United was when he was playing on the left with Aiden Heaven. And I think I saw someone comment about it, and I think that was a beautiful observation. I forget the person who dropped that comment. I think it was a beautiful observation, because Heaven, I think, played well with Dogu. I think there seems to be a sort of a there seemed to be a sort of an understanding between the two, or probably it's also a thing of Dogu being more comfortable playing with Heaven, calmer. But I also like the fact that Heaven is a bit daring. We'll play a difficult pass, going to a tackle. I think Heaven inspires confidence in not just Dogu, by the way. If you critically look at the few games that Aiden Heaven played and how he was coming into balls and blocking them, not afraid to play a pass in the back, I think that boy has got a personality about him that lifts Manchester United players in a way. Even players in other positions, even more senior players than him, because of course most of them are more senior than him anyway, if not all of them. I think you see how confident he is when he's playing the ball. You see, if you've played football before, if you're on the pitch and you see a young player, a defender at that, playing confident the way Heaven was playing, naturally you're going to step up your game. You're going to become more confident, because you will feel like, if this kid has this confidence to do this, why wouldn't I? I think it inspires confidence in you, and that's the thing that has been lacking so much at Manchester United. Players for a long time have been looking jittery, lacking confidence in them, and Amorim is trying to instill it back. But if you have a personality like Heaven, who comes from Arsenal, and I think he saw that he was ready to play for Arsenal, but just that, of course, the competition at Arsenal is so tight, but he's coming from a second place Champions League competing team, which was knocking on the senior squad of going to a struggling Man United. And I think even in him, he has got that confidence about in him when he steps on the pitch, that I'm better than these guys. I'm from a bigger club. So he shows it with his swagger on the pitch, and that inadvertently is passed on to the rest of the players, so that you see a bit of confidence in them. He inspires that in the team. I think that's one of the important things I've noticed about Aiden Heaven, that he adds into the Man United team. But him and Dogu seem to be able to work together well. Their partnership on the left wing, I think, looked promising. Sad that we saw it only once, but the time will come for us to see more of them. So that's what's happening in terms of the players who are most likely to return soonest. So let's wait and see what the week will offer. So expect, of course, a lot of more updates about these players, and of course what exactly they could be adding to the team. But that said, leaving the returnees and of course the injury situation at Man United aside, if we look at the game we are playing on Thursday, this game against Athletic Club, let me say that the double header, both games, I look at this game as a very important game, not just for the result and what it could offer United, that return ticket to the Champions League, or that gateway to the Champions League, an easier gateway I think you can call it easier. It's an easier get for the Champions League because I think winning the Europa League for a Premier League club should be way harder than finishing in top 4. But I think this game could be the mark of a fresh start for Man United and certain players in the team. You look at a player like Højlund. Imagine if Højlund scores crucial goals that send us into the final, and perhaps even on the final he scores. I think it would be so difficult for us to complain about him. It could be so easy for people to feel like maybe he should be given time. You know how Man United supporters are. You saw what happened with Erik ten Hag. Before the FA Cup final, everyone was saying he should be sacked. When he beat Man City, people were thinking twice, give him time, give him time. And indeed, Ineos were cornered into doing that, only for them to backtrack on their decision. And later, months later, Sir Jim Ratcliffe says he regretted it. It was a mistake to keep him around. They should have fired him even when he won the FA Cup. So with Højlund, this could be an opportunity for a fresh start for him, because if he scores the important goals that send us into the Champions League again, I think the worst that could happen is perhaps loaning him. If they had already made the decision on him, the worst could be loaning him. But it's also possible that even when they sign, even if something changed and they signed Osimhen or Diallo, he would stay there as a backup. I think it would change a lot in terms of his future. So it would be a fresh start for him in a way, despite being at the tail end of the season. But also for Man U as a team, as a whole, the season had for a long time been identified with poor performances, uninspired performances from individual players and the entire team as a whole, inconsistency and stuff. Now, you beat Athletic Club convincingly and dump them out over the 2 legs. And I'll tell you, it will feel like this is now the beginning. Despite being at the tail end of the season, it will feel like now the beginning is here. The new dawn of Ineos and Amorim is here, and it's starting even before the preseason. So it's a very critical game for everyone. If you think about it, everyone who will be involved in it. A player like Luke Shaw played 90 minutes in the previous game. Certainly, Amorim will play him unless he got injured again. But I'll tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, that Luke Shaw will start on the left of the back three with probably Maguire and Mazraoui on the right, most likely. Now, if that happened and Luke Shaw had a good game, it could mark a fresh start for him, and perhaps Amorim would think twice about releasing him. Because remember, guys, we are talking of a Man United team with not so much money to spend. So any player who shows any little signs of good performances could change their fate for at least one more summer or maybe a season. So it's a very crucial game, even for us, the supporters, if United convincingly disposes of Athletic Club, because I think of all the teams remaining, I mean, I want to think that Athletic Club might be the hardest for Man United to deal with. This could be the hardest because of how they can play when they are good. They're a good team, by the way. You don't think it's only Nico Williams who is the player to watch in the team. They're a good team. They have got some good ballers in there. So I think for me, this game, so if United won that game and convincingly over the 2 legs, then we will have a lot to say to the noisy neighbors who are hoping to beat PSG. And again, they take it out on us because you know how Arsenal chaps are. They beat PSG or Madrid, they're abusing Man U fans. They beat Barcelona, they're abusing Man U fans. So I strongly believe that game could change a lot about Man United and, in fact, launch us into the next season. That's what I think. Drop down a comment, like, share, subscribe, and guys, I'm waiting for you to learn what things you can do to earn on the internet. And the first training is a huge eye-opener. But there is a follow-up. I keep following up with these people. And if you want, to now get started and get things done, if you really, after, understanding what you have to do and how you do it, and you decide that you're going to do it, then of course, we can see how we continue with you now to support you until you really, really, really start touching the cash. I keep telling people, internet money is so sweet, so sweet, so sweet. you need to test it because nothing is stopping you. My name is Web. Like, share, subscribe, and hit me up. Let's make money together, fam. Cheers.